I'm Minty Betts here with future Hall of Famer and FanDuel favorite Rob Gronkowski, and today we're going to have Gronk answer the internet. Gronk, question for you. Why don't the Giants use any giant imagery? Their logo's just NY. Why have a cool name evoking larger-than-life Goliaths and just have a generic alphabet logo?
Whoa, well, this question's coming from the internet, so let me turn into AI Gronk. Give me a quick second. AI Gronk here, how you doing? I'm looking like a masterpiece. It looks like, I should be the giant logo because I am a giant human being. But that makes a lot of sense. If they are the Giants, they should have a giant characteristic as their logo instead of just an alphabet letter, G. That's a great question, internet. As AI Gronk, in the future, they need a mascot that is absolutely ginormous that's running around the stadium during games.
That was a phenomenal answer. Okay, why is it called play action instead of fake run?
Oh, that's a great question. Internet, you guys are stunning me here. So why is it called play action? Because you're running a play and you're acting out a run. So if you put that together, that's play action. You don't want to just have a fake run, because then what do you do after a fake run? It's kind of a busted play. You need something after the fake run. So play action stands for that there's going to be guys also running and there's going to be action after the play because you're faking the handoff. So you need more action because that handoff's getting faked. So guys are running down the field, and that's why it's play action.
May I also add that it sounds cooler than fake run as well?
It sounds way cooler than fake run.
All right. When a player is traded mid-season, do they really have to move to a new city on the spot? For example, Joe Flacco traded from Cleveland to Cincinnati. Does he have to move right away or temporary housing? Like, how does it work?
Yes, I've seen this happen plenty of times throughout my NFL career where a guy gets traded and they're on a plane ride within 3 to 4 hours already heading to the new city. I think that's tough on a player. I think that's tough on their family. I would say there's some situations though where they give the player more time, depending on who gets traded and what day they're traded as well, what, week it is in the season and how bad they need that player to catch up with their system of knowing what they're doing. But in most cases, they're usually on a plane ride within 3 to 4 hours, which is absurd. You got to give these guys at least 24 hours to get settled and move their family in and discuss with their wife or their doggy or whoever is at home to come up with a game plan. So it just is the nature of the NFL. Can be harsh, but that's the NFL.
Just wondering why tight ends are a thing when it seems like blocking and catching seem to require two different body types and skill sets. Why are tight ends a thing?
Why are tight ends a thing? You need a tight end to be able to do both of those skills. It has to be super, super tight to be able to run full speed past safeties and corners and linebackers, and at the same time to be able to move a defensive end that's 280 pounds or possibly a D tackle at 300 pounds in some cases. So that's why we're tight ends, and we're also at end of the line, of the offensive line, and we're tight right there next to that offensive tackle. So that is why we're tight ends, and we can do it all. We can catch balls, we can block, we got a sweet name.
This fan wrote, traveling to the Eagles versus Lions game in November. Never been to an NFL game, will be on foot. How do I enjoy the tailgating experience? Help. Huge Eagles fan, by the way.
First off, I was going to say, if you were a Lions fan traveling to Philadelphia, I was going to say, do not wear a Detroit Lions fan if you want a graceful experience, because Philadelphia Eagles fans, are pretty rowdy. But in this case, he's an Eagles fan, so he's going to have an Eagles jersey on. So you want to show up to the tailgate. You don't want to be overserved. You just want to have enough to drink to where you feel good, where you feel a little tipsy, and you can enjoy the moment. And to really have a good time, you got to bring the games with you. Bring a football, throw some passes in the parking lot, but most importantly, bring the cornhole boards. Cornhole is the best tailgate game of all time.
Oh, yeah. Cornhole is actually the best tailgating game of all time. I've actually never been to a tailgate yet. And the only NFL games I've been to are Raiders games. So that actually sounds like a lot of fun. All right, Gronk, that's it. Rob, thanks for joining the FanDuel family